Why, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea Silvestro, and I'm your singer-musician reactor. And today we are watching Ren, the Tale of Jenny and Screech. You guys told me I needed to watch this, and I am watching it right now, but feel free to go listen to my music too. Independent artists see each other support each other. And if you want to support me as well, you can support me on Patreon. But yeah, so I'm excited to watch this. It seems very involved. 13 whole minutes. I am ready, but yeah, I've heard good things and I'm excited to watch it with you guys today. Let's get on with the video. Before it starts, cool intro, nice guitar part, loved it very much. Actually it was pretty complex, and I enjoyed it. And it really already has me a little bit on edge, and it kind of feels like the intro for a story, and that's exactly what it is.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before she wanted to escape. Can you blame?
This is interesting how there's a mix between like his rap tone, and it bleeds into his singing. Like he's doing like a very seamless transition between the two that honestly, I don't know. It's interesting. I like it. I think it's cool, but it's interesting how he's able to do that so seamlessly. But yeah, it's like he'll be talking, he'll be singing and like kind of go transition to like, what do you say? And I was like, and she was running down the city, da da da. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm trying to understand, locked in on the storyline, love his voice. He sounds so good. I love his singing voice so much. I'm impartial.
Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain, he'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech, he was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief, at 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone.
Oh my gosh. You know, you see how he can build such intensity with just him and the guitar. It's insane. And that's just because he's right at that moment. He's like strumming really hard, but the way that he's even strumming is building like this intensity, because they're like do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like how he's strumming, and it's building like intense intensity. And then we kind of transition into something that's like a little bit more melodic and not delicate, but you know what I'm saying, like a little bit more melodic and not as intense.
His mates called him Screech, he was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief, at 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared.
Yeah, we're transitioning into the finger picking, very melodic, very pretty.
Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bogging her and making her so scared. Sirens sounded in the distance to the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Our poor girl Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch. Are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes statue.
How you can even tell, like, I mentioned this in a previous video, like he just has this really intense stare that when he looks at the camera that makes you believe everything he's saying. Because if someone was singing this and they were like half-assing it, like it wouldn't be as powerful as it is, especially because of the whole message of the song. So Miss Jenny is getting robbed by this man. That's so sad. And I love how his set and his music video sets coincide with the meaning of the song. I really enjoy that, and I think that it adds to the overall ambiance, and it kind of helps with the storytelling as well. And yeah, we'll continue, but yeah, you see how like that really intense strumming like is really adding that tension, and he's like going back and forth between the two. We kind of do this in High Ren too, because he's changing like the style of the guitar to fit the vocal technique and the vocal style, and also deliver that, you know, intention that he's trying to create, and create that ambiance that he's trying to create. Like he's using the guitar to help create that along with his voice. But I mean, they have to coincide to kind of effectively communicate these songs.
Stalactite, feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reached with the sheath of the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete. And he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath.
Ooh, that was like kind of an interesting rhyming sequence where we had like a mix of like the cadence and the way that it moved. It was really interesting how it kept falling on certain things. What's interesting with rap is you want it to sound interesting and you want the words to go together, but you don't want to make it super cringe where it's like the first rhyming word that you could think of. And I think, you know, breaking up the rhyme like that made it more interesting, and I appreciated it.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City.
Somewhere in London City. It's kind of fun the way he sang that.
Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
Stop. Now I'm ending on that dissonant chord too. So Jenny actually got Screech. Oh my goodness. So this is like part one. So far, part one, we see like him going back and forth with that guitar style, and I'm honestly a little scared when he's singing as Screech because his eyes are staring into my soul, and he's singing really in an angry and aggressive tone, and it's definitely delivering the character, and you know, it's definitely believable. What else do I have to say? Love his singing. So good. I love his singing voice. Also, was this performed live? Because if this is lip synced, he really did an amazing job of lip syncing, because he even had like the laugh and the guitar perfectly in time, and there was like little sounds that he had perfectly in time. So I feel like this was live. I'm not sure. You guys educate me. But if he did not do that live, he synced it and was perfectly in sync with his track, and it was awesome. So that's like really talented to do. Anyways, continue. Let's get on to the next part. So this is Screech. R.I.P. to Jenny though. She did not deserve it. We even switched instrument types because the first song was with the Taylor acoustic guitar, and this is with the classical guitar. So it causes the guitar to sound different, and it really complements this intro that he has going on very well, because like the finger picking pattern just sounds really good on this guitar. But gosh, we did like a full 180 musically right there. Okay. That sounded really cool. I really liked that section. That was a little bit difficult to play because it was just like very sped up, and the fact that he's also walking and playing, I'm not sure if this is live or lip synced, but yeah, it's really kind of getting me on edge already. And now the slow down right here. Okay.
Our story, it starts right at the end of the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. This Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow.
Okay, that was like, there was like 10 different things I wanted to point out vocally in that whole section, because it's like a great use of dynamics, great use of tone, great use of style switching.
Dear boy.
It kind of sounds like a carnival music, but dark.
Where did he
Like that razzle, where did he
go? He melted into the black night just like snow.
Yeah, it's like the slow down in that part of the verse, and then like that strum on the guitar that kind of ends the phrase, but then that him ending off with that little run too. But like him just slowing it down is just kind of ending the phrase in like a little bit of a haunting and chilling way. Anyways.
Oh, Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away.
Okay, I loved that hammer on pull off whole section. Do 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 do. Let's go back. I wanted to like
Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for
do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? That whole part. I'm trying to like recreate it with my voice, but it's like hard. Because we had like, it's so interesting because his guitar playing really does influence the vibe and the tone of just the song, because he's trying to knock on this kid's like knocking on the door, and he's using the low E string on the guitar. That's like the lowest string. He's kind of focusing more on like these lower notes that are building like this really intense moment, and he's kind of transitioning out of that into this like pretty melodic pull off hammer on high strings moment on the guitar, which is kind of interesting, like the dichotomy and the difference between these two different choices, how like one is like sounds a lot darker, and one sounds like honestly really beautiful. It's interesting that he put that over this section of the song. But yeah, anyways, continuing.
For our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away. Hey, babe, are you in? Nah, nothing really, I'm just a bit tired, listen. Can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes!
So is he actually Screech? Is that what we're understanding? But that was like a very good example of just a very boyfriend, and something that should be a very big red flag if you're in a relationship. Like if someone's going to come to you, this is just kind of like a side note, that kind of gave like a narcissist energy right there, also like out of desperation. But you know, coming to people when you need something and then getting angry at them when you're not getting your way, that is such bad, horrible behavior. And like treating people like that is awful. I've seen people put up with it for years in relationships, and that should never be tolerated. And yeah, we'll continue, but that's just like a side note. If someone's ever going to speak to you like that, that's actually horrible. Yeah, it just shows like anger management, someone in need of anger management.
Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest.
Jeez, this is so intense. You guys are not kidding. Wow, that was a lot to deliver in that moment. The part before the cop, like when he's screaming and he's saying he's screaming at the cop. I don't know how he's able to get in character like this, because I don't know if I could do it. That's definitely, I have a lot of respect for him being able to fit into character. I feel like I don't have enough anger or fake anger to sell that, but he's definitely selling these characters in a way that I am very into the story, and I'm believing this whole story, and I'm learning a lot. Is this like a big problem in the UK? Like, why did he write this? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it just a storyline? Is it because there's a more underlying issue? Like, does this happen? Was this based off true events? I have so many questions. And also, I really cannot with Screech just fully sacrificing himself. I don't really know what he expected going up against this cop, but I guess we'll see what happens. But also the way that he took when he says like, I'm Screech, and he like puts his hands up, like he kind of had to get back to that guitar in time for this to work. So I feel like that would have been stressful. There's just so much, not theatrics in the song, but a little bit, where I'm surprised that this is all in one take. Like, I'm not sure. It seems like it is, but I'm surprised that it is, if it is, because there's a lot of theatrics. I would, if you mess this up also like midway through, you have to redo the whole thing. But continuing. Whoa, that was interesting how it kind of was emulating, and also the way he was positioning the guitar, and then the way that the cameraman actually felt as if that was Screech. Interesting. I see you, producers, on this.
Our story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying one street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. Two bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
Oh, a little bit of dissonance in that chord. Loved that little run. His voice just is so powerful and raw. I don't know how he does it, but I really always enjoy his voice. Like, after I heard him sing, I was like, dang, I really need to hear more of this. But this is a really emotional song. Like, what inspired him to write this? I feel like if you write a song like this about two people and one person, another person, and then that person's trying to find a place to go and then gets shot by a cop, I feel like there has to be some kind of inspiration to lead you to write a song in the storyline like this. Am I wrong? Or like, because I personally would never come up with this on my own. And what's like the meaning? Like, what's the significance of Jenny and Screech? Like, do they represent something larger? Because it's just Jenny. It seems like Jenny was like more of a shy girl who knew her way around, but just got into a horrible situation where someone completely just out of fear and because it seems like Screech wasn't trying to do it. It just happened in the heat of the moment with emotions. I feel like if you're 14 and you're lost, you're on the streets, there's things that can happen and it's out of your control, in the sense of you aren't trying to mean for them to happen, but in the heat of the moment it does happen. And I think we see this a lot like in our criminal justice system, when you see like little kids in like getting into these really horrible situations. It causes us to kind of consider the emotions that can go into a moment like this and how emotions can cloud judgment. And especially with younger kids, like, are they fully in control of their actions? Like, is it just something that happens in the heat of the moment without them fully realizing the consequences of their actions? And that's just an interesting question to even consider right now. Like, Screech didn't mean for this to happen, but why did it happen? And I guess with this kind of situation, he was robbing this girl and just didn't know what to do. She said no, she was trying to get away, and he just life in a way that should never have happened. But I don't know, like, if I don't, like, not excusing his actions, but it's just there's a lot to consider, especially when it's involving younger perpetrators, just the mental capacity to understand what you're doing. And obviously if you try to charge, I'm not really sure what the logic was with that, then you might end up, because if you're coming out a cop and you have, and like, I don't really know what else you want to do. But why did he choose to sacrifice himself? What? Like, we just didn't want to be cowardly? Like, he wanted to show that he's Screech, he's the man of the streets and he can do it? Like, I don't know. These just beg bigger questions of why we make decisions, why things occur. And, you know, the mental capacity people have when it comes to making decisions, especially when they're younger. Anyways, let's continue.
It's such a shame.
Agreed. It should have never happened. Oop. Damn, this is like some heavy topics. Jeez. Like the culpability of minors. And violence. Okay. Violet. I feel like these guitar parts that he always plays are always very distinctly different, and they're really interesting. Like he's using a lot of different techniques on the guitar, like hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides. Like he's kind of utilizing all these different elements of guitar playing whenever he is playing guitar, and I always like how all the songs definitely sound different. Yeah, so let's continue. Not that picking hand that he has going on. A fingerstyle guitar player. I love it. It sounds so good. But it's also interesting because the notes that he's whistling are also kind of they're more dissonant with the guitar playing. Like they're kind of conflicting, which you can hear on certain notes. It's conflicting and it's kind of creating this like darker texture, and I feel like he does this really dark texture type of vibe a lot. I feel like so far that's been one of my favorite guitar parts that he's ever played. But yeah, I also really liked that part in the Jenny song that I kind of like harped on for a bit. But yeah, we'll just see. I have no idea who Violet is. I'm excited to hear it.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstains, she saw a lady weep. She's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Violet's tale. Oh my gosh. You know what's actually interesting about that is that kind of, he said like rewinding, and he kind of gave this sound effect that seems like we're going back in time a bit. It's kind of interesting how you can use guitar to create a feeling and an aura, and that's like what I just got from that whole section was just like the intention was to kind of cause us to go back in time. Like it was kind of like a sonic representation of going back in time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay, let's continue. Oh, he has the mic on, so it is live. Okay.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Okay, this is just really a quick side note. I love how
the set is always so cool, but also it was interesting how you could kind of hear when he went from that hospital bedroom to this area, how the reverb got more intense. Like, it was interesting how the vocal, like literally the effects on his vocal just by being in a certain room changed and shifted because he moved. And I thought that was kind of interesting because it kind of splits up the song a bit and also kind of enters like a new vibe and a new like style. Do you know what I'm saying? It kind of just shifted things a little bit. We'll continue, but
Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet, she fell fast.
The way he's saying silent was really interesting. It was like an upwards run that was like, also had a lot of vibrato on it.
Violet was a silent
girl
and Violet, she fell fast. See, Stevie was the wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tight, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance.
Ooh. Seems like it really does sound like a dark carnival dance. Not me like actually taking his accent, dance track. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's interesting how he's like going between this singing and this speaking, but it's pretty effortless. I feel like in High Run it was less intertwined than these songs. Like, I feel like High Run, it's more like he was singing like this for 1 second and then like switching back and forth. But here it seems like it's literally even within the same sections, like he's going back and forth and like mixing them together. It's really interesting, but we'll continue.
Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent.
Okay. When he goes into this kind of storytelling speaking parts where there's no guitar and it's like kind of outside of the song but it's part of the storytelling, it's freaking me out because he's staring so intensely. The way that they even did the camera work where they moved up and it kind of seemed like we were Violet in that moment, like adjusting the eyes, that was creepy. Oh my gosh, it's so unsettling, these music videos sometimes, like, oh my gosh. And it breaks my heart. These stories are so sad and heart-wrenching. It breaks my heart.
That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood splat, bone crack, knick knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw when the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess, he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I wanna do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence.
Damn, he's like transitioning between like being the person and like being the storyteller. Crazy.
Wait. Say something, Violet.
No.
Not one word. She stays quiet.
Oh my gosh, this is so emotionally intense right now. Like literally just a whole song about my heart is breaking. Oh my god. I feel like I've just been getting chills like this whole section. Like this Violet song is really emotionally intense right now. Oh my gosh. I hate this. Nothing makes me more angry in this world than people who can treat people that they are allegedly supposed to love, or people that have so much love for the person. It's insane. I honestly can't imagine. I can't believe that people are this cruel and like they will literally use and hurt the people that love them with their whole soul. I can't. I'm beyond words. It makes me like visibly shake from anger. And the fact that so many cases kind of get overlooked or women just don't get believed because like sometimes the man is just a big figure in society, and people don't believe her. They're like, oh, how could he possibly do that? Or like, you don't have any proof. It just, honestly, it pisses me off. I've watched so many documentaries. I've heard so many cases of that. Every time I hear it, and every time I hear like their story, it makes me so angry, which is why I will always believe, and I will always side with victims unless like there's blatant proof like that they were lying, like Amber Heard or something. But geez, it just like, it gives me chills. And this is such like a real topic, and it just, especially with COVID, I feel like COVID kind of increased the amount of, because there was more people at home, so there was just more people coinciding within the same space. Like even things like that, it just hurts my soul. I don't even know how we can remedy this problem. There's problems like this that are just so massive that I don't even know where to start. But I feel definitely spreading the awareness of knowing the signs of like what a relationship is, and encouraging women to leave and encouraging them to have support. It's just so hard to leave. Oh my gosh, this is like going to a whole thing, but this is breaking my heart, this song. Let's continue. Oh my gosh. That felt like we were going back forward in time.
London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Excuse me? What? Oh my gosh, so Violet was their mom. Relationship, she dies, but the babies are magically saved. And then the one kid kills the twin. I have so many questions. Where were these kids? What were they doing? One ends up on the streets, and then Jenny, is she also on the streets, or is she going home? Like, I forgot what the whole context was. Wow, that's a whole storyline. I understand how it's a saga at this point. His voice is so good. Also, is this okay? So they go from Violet's house. He walks up the street, and is this the same street that was the other music videos were filmed on? That'd be kind of interesting to take it back to that.
Closed, the lights went dim in London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive.
Like, I love his just natural tone, like even on the words, like alive, stay alive. I don't know, he just has this like light slight vibrato, and he has this really interesting voice. I have used the word interesting too many times. I'm so sorry, guys. I really like his voice. There's just so much texture, there's so much rawness. Like the fact that he's even able to deliver this emotional performance and discuss this in a way that's actually very believable is shocking to me, because I'm wondering what his connection with this kind of story is. Like, does he have people that have gone through this? Like, where did he draw inspiration from this whole trilogy and this whole storyline? I'm just curious. And damn, I like to sing a song like this and deliver the emotion and to communicate these stories. Oh my gosh, really wild. And like the way that he's playing guitar at the same time, and kind of is also theatrical in the sense of moving locations. I don't know, like there's just something about it. Like he's not just sitting in the same place, like he's migrating and taking it back to like the Jenny music video where it's like the streets of London and tying it all together. Like this was very well thought out, this whole trilogy, and how everything connects together. But we'll continue.
A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny
and a boy named Screech.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I feel like I've had a lot of thoughts. This was a long video, so that's why I had a long commentary, but wow, what am I supposed to say to that? What a well thought out storyline. What a emotionally intense topic. It's honestly getting me very reflective currently, just about, you know, just so many topics, like just poverty in general. It's very thought-provoking trilogy, if I do say so myself. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought. I think I really like his voice. I really liked how we got the incorporation of his rap and his speaking tone and also his actual singing voice. What else I have to say? He writes really good guitar parts that I think are very elaborate, and they also really, like, I think the big thing is his voice is really great, but the reason why I think like he's so special is the fact that he's using the guitar as an instrument to kind of drive and connect his voice to the story and just create like a track that moves a lot, intense in intensity and in emotion, and just I think it definitely guides the storytelling, and I really like that he is like a guy with the guitar. I think the guitar adds so much. And you can even see, like, with all the different sections I kind of pointed out, like, the guitar does set the whole scene for his voice to overlay over on top. It kind of sets the scene to also point out different sections of the song and connect with the lyrics and kind of drive that synergy between lyrics and sonically the song. And I think that's what's so special about it, just like that connection and synergy between lyrics, the actual music, and also his vocals and combined. So that's just my opinions. Feel free to let me know what you guys thought. Yeah, that's my breakdown, my opinions, and yeah, feel free to let me know what other Ren I should watch, and I will see you guys in the next video.